First things first, I want to say that this footage y'all see behind me is not my footage. It's of another video that's on YouTube. I'm going to put the link to that video in the description, plus the copyright disclaimer for fair use, the same one that's in the video, that's off of YouTube. Don't try none of this stuff at home. Don't do it unless you have supervision, man. I got to crash directly into a parked car today. What up, SFAM? It's your boy Lynch back again with another motherfreaking video. SFAM, stand up, salute, stay focused and motivated. Get motivated up in this jank one time. I'm here tonight to tell y'all, SFAM, about my second and third day in this evasive driving class that I'm taking right now. When I tell y'all this class is pretty crazy, and there's a lot of good information that I'm getting from this class. There's a lot of stuff that I'm learning about myself as a driver. It's crazy, y'all. So I'm currently in my third day. I skipped my second day of the video letting y'all know what's been going on, but I'm about to give y'all the second and the third day right now. Crash course. Funny how I'm saying crash, because on my second day, y'all, one of the things that we got taught how to do was how to crash into a vehicle on purpose to disable that vehicle in the best way that's tactically possible, I guess you could say. Now, a lot of this stuff that I'm telling y'all, I'm not gonna get into detail. I'm kind of gonna be all over the place. I'm not gonna give y'all the specifics because some of this stuff is like secret stuff that I'm not allowed to share with y'all. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all what I can, and that's it. But it was crazy, man. They actually taught us how to crash into a vehicle without disabling our vehicle, but any way to disable that vehicle that we're crashing into. We were in I can't remember what kind of vehicle we were in, man. Did I leave my notes? I think we were in like a Lincoln Town car, and we were crashing into a Ford. It was crazy, man. We had to stop before we had to crash into it, line up with it, and boom, just go at it. The only thing about the crashing into the car, this whole exercise that I didn't like, was at the end of crashing into the vehicle and then we pass it, we have to turn the vehicle around. Now, I didn't know that like I wasn't supposed to go into the grass in order to like back up and turn the vehicle around, but my instructor, he fussed at me crazy. And when I crashed into the vehicle, a piece of my vehicle fell off and fell apart. But all I know is I kind of took it personally just because of the way he yelled. But I had to stop to think about it for a second. My instructor, I think he retired the Army as a master sergeant, I believe. This guy was a former drill sergeant, so every time he teaches the course, whenever he teaches his little block of instruction, he's always motivated. I never get tired and start falling asleep while he's instructing, but I understood where he was coming from and just his nature and why he had yelled, get the F out of the grass. But towards the end of the day, he ended up apologizing to me and saying, hey man, look, I didn't mean to be, getting brutal with you like that. And I told him, I said, look, I totally understand. I said, I have to get tough skinned and I have to remember that you used to be a drill sergeant. I know what that's all like. So that is just his nature. He's naturally going to be motivated and hyped up when things don't go exactly how they're supposed to go. They didn't brief us in the beginning like don't go in the grass. So that's why I did it. But I had started going to the grass and I had to think about it. If the tires are kind of jacked up and we go into the grass and the grass was wet and mushy, we could have got stuck in there. So I see where he was coming from. I wasn't upset about that at all. A couple other things that we did yesterday, man, was freaking crazy. We had to drive like super fast in gravel around these curves and make sure that we didn't like skid or do anything crazy in the vehicle. Keep positive control of the vehicle. That part was crazy. Doing a lot of driving in reverse. I'm talking about at like 40, 50 miles an hour driving in reverse. It was crazy, man. Driving in reverse and weaving in and out of cones. We did a course where there was a small town, we'll call it, and we had to drive in reverse in a figure 8 around these buildings. And there was stuff there was just other cars that were going at the same time that we were going, so we had to make sure that we weren't crashing into them, and people had to tell us, hey, you got to make a driver's side turn or a passenger side turn. It was freaking awesome, man. I don't want to get into too much of what else that we did in detail because like I said, this is stuff that's like, top secret. We're supposed to be able to evade and make sure that we're protecting like a VIP personnel and stuff like that. So there's just certain techniques. I don't want to get into the detail just in case if somebody that I don't want to be watching this video is watching this video. So third day. Today was crazy because the techniques and maneuvers that we did dealt with multiple vehicles driving. At the most, we're supposed to be 6 inches. Imagine driving 6 inches away from a vehicle to your right, to your left, and to your front or to your rear. Like, and we're driving in a specific formation, doing specific, certain techniques and movements and stuff like that while going around curves. Imagine 3 cars being next to each other within 6 inches of each other and driving around curves on the street. It's crazy, y'all. It's freaking, it was cool. Of course, we always had a passenger we call our TC that's in the passenger side with us, making sure they're giving us certain directions and stuff we're supposed to do. And then we also had another personnel in the rear to let us know, hey, you got, clearance in the back and all this good stuff like that. So that was cool. We also drove with a certain amount of vehicles in one line, and we all had to do this weaving formation where we would weave in and out and in between the vehicles and stuff like that. This evasive driving course is pretty crazy, man. Another thing we did today, we got to drive in that same little town I was talking about. Now, the crazy thing about this part, we didn't know what we were doing before we were doing it. So the instructor got in the vehicle. We got in the vehicle with the instructor. The instructor told us, close your eyes and put your head down while you're behind the driver's seat. So when I did that, he put his left foot over, put on the gas, put his left hand right over on the steering wheel, drove me to a specific spot. He said, all right, now you're going to have to go in reverse and try not to hit anything and do what you got to do or whatever. So he said, okay, open your eyes. I opened my eyes. Once I opened my eyes, there were instructors shooting paintballs at the vehicle that I was in. So I had to get out of that area, try not to hit any vehicles, and he's telling me passenger side left turn, driver side right turn, whichever way I had to turn while I'm driving in reverse the whole time. So I just had to make sure I had my arm this way and I'm looking this way or whatever while I'm driving in reverse. It was crazy. I'm telling y'all, it was crazy, man. And then the very last thing of the day that we did for today was we had to drive around post. We had a convoy. They got a different word for it, but it was a convoy that we had, and we had to drive around and look for specific people that looked like they were dangerous to us. Like if they were suspicious, if they were following us or anything like that. He told us there was a certain amount of people that were gonna be driving around post. He gave us specific border that we couldn't go out of, all around our whole cantonment area where people drive, not in the housing areas, but in the main driving areas on post where we could drive. There was a specific building that we had to go to and do something there. But there were people that were driving around post following us. And if they looked suspicious, they were following us and they were doing surveillance on us. So if they looked suspicious, we had to take notes on their vehicle and the description, and we had to report them up. And at the end of the day, when we got done, I'm not going to tell y'all how many he said was there. And I'm not going to tell y'all how many was actually there. At first, we told him that we had identified a certain amount that was there. But he told us by the end when we said, hey, well, there was actually this one too, and blah, 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 blah. He said, okay, well, y'all got 100%. Y'all identified everybody that was out there looking for y'all and that was suspicious or whatever. So it was a very productive day today. It was a different pace. Normally, it's more of a faster pace. They said it was a slower pace today, but we did a lot more driving, I think, today than we normally do. And it's if y'all ever get a chance, or if you can, even if y'all are civilians, if you could take some kind of tactical driving or some kind of evasive driving, if you can look into something like that and take it, I highly advise that you do. Go get this class. Go with some trained instructors that can teach you how to do this stuff. And when I tell y'all, like, our instructors have been in some high speed positions where there was some very important personnel that they had to secure and take certain places and make sure they was doing certain things and watching them to keep them safe. When I tell y'all this, man, these guys are trained. They're trained professionals showing us how to get down, and it's crazy. It's fun. Tomorrow we test. We do our exam tomorrow, and we still have some more drills to do. And then again, for our last day, we still have stuff to do also. So I don't know. I just want to get up here and tell y'all I'm pretty excited about it. It's fun. It can get kind of dangerous if we don't follow our instructions properly. But my specific instructor keeps on telling us that we're making his job really easy. So I think we're doing things more correctly than some of the other students that he's had to instruct. So, but anyway, thank y'all for watching, man. Thank y'all for listening on to what I got going on right now in my Army life. It's cool, it's fun. I'm glad I get to do this. I'm glad I get to tell y'all about what it is, man. Hope y'all enjoying some of this footage that I'm giving y'all behind me. Once again, this is not my footage. I'm gonna put the disclaimer for the fair use copyright stuff or whatever in the description of this video. I'm gonna put the link to this video so y'all can listen to its audio if y'all want to check it out or whatever. And y'all can Google evasive driving on YouTube and see an older video. I didn't want to put that one up there because it's specific. I don't want to get too copyright, whatever the case may be. Thank y'all for watching, man. It's your boy Thurs Lynch. SFAM, stand up, salute. Stay focused and motivated. Get motivated up in the jank one time. Driving these whips, crashing them up, not crashing them up, hitting these curves quickly, tactfully, and everything that we doing, man. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all to death. Deuces, and I'm out.